All right, what's going on, everybody? If I already do this persuasion speech, I've got 6 people here, I hope. All right. Let's get started. When I was in active addiction, I was told that there was 3 possible outcomes: jails, institutions, and death. Well, I've been to jail, I've been in institutions, and I've had at least one doctor tell me I should have been dead. The opiate epidemic is something that is very important to me. And currently, Congress is working on several bills to help combat this situation. Some of them are good. They offer easier access to medically assisted therapy. They also offer more money to help uninsured addicts and more money to schools that offer addiction treatment counseling programs. But with the good comes the bad. There is one bad. The Stop the Importation and Trafficking of Synthetic Analogs Act will move us backwards 20 years on drug policy. This act gives too much power to the Attorney General and will put more people in prison for long times. In this speech, I will go over current policy, how drugs are scheduled, what SITSA is, and why more people end up in prison. Right now, controlled substances are scheduled when they go through Congress. Congress looks at the FDA and the DEA reports along with medical doctors. They decide if a drug should be scheduled 1 through 5, and it is voted on. There's 5 different scheduling for drugs, one being the highest, saying there's no intended medical value. Marijuana, LSD, and heroin are at this level. Level 2 through 5 are a little bit easier. They say that there's drugs that have medical value. Cocaine is in this level. It's harder to do research on level 1 drugs. So now you know a little bit about how drugs are scheduled. Let's look at what SITSA is. SITSA would give the Attorney General power to immediately schedule any drug without going through Congress. They would not have to look at the science. It doesn't look at any science and skips Congress. It's written to ban synthetic analogs that are coming in from China, such as fentanyl. Scientists in China are able to differ 1 molecule on a drug, send it back to the United States, and that drug is not legal or is legal through the Controlled Substances Act. So this is supposed to speed up the process and protect Americans. It sounds great, right? Well, the problem is this bill is written very broadly. It can ban any substance that mimics a currently available drug. Like, for example, coffee acts on your brain the same way that opiates do. So people in the natural substances such as kava, St. John's wort, and kratom are very worried that those substances will fall under this ban. So hopefully you'll see that this broad power that gives the Attorney General could hurt currently and commonly used natural substances. Let's look at the damage it can do to low-level drug offenders. The sentencing part of the bill is where the real problem is. It says that mandatory minimum of 5 years in prison should be sentenced to people that are caught with these drugs. Currently, according to prisonpolicy.com, America has 2.3 million people in prison. That's more than any other country. The private prison industry is a terrible thing, but that's a conversation for another day. And according to drugwarfacts.org, 54% of them are some sort of drug violations. So if you're caught with any of these substances that are in the new Schedule A, you will do 5 years in prison. And that goes around the currently available drug courts. Drug courts offer people a way out of prison. You can choose treatment for about a year and instead of going to jail. It's according to the National Association of Drug Court Professionals. Drug courts the scientific community has put drug courts under the microscope and concluded that drug courts work better than jail or prison, better than probation, and better than treatment alone. Drug courts significantly reduce use and crime and do it cheaper than any other justice strategy. Drug courts have been proven to work. I hope you'll see that this bill, if enacted, will put more people in prison and more people out of work. It's the House Judiciary Committee concluded that H.R. 2851, the SITSA Act, would unwisely and unnecessarily grant broad powers to the Attorney General without the benefit of adequate scientific and medical research to expand the application of criminal penalties with respect to the analog synthetic drugs. Although we must do more to combat abuse of synthetic drugs, including opioids, this bill is an extreme and unwise measure. Therefore, we are unable to support this bill and respectfully dissent. I hope you will agree with the House Judiciary Committee and contact your legislators and tell them to vote no on SITSA.